Greetings, friends and enemies, and welcome back to Art by Flan. Today, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. If you're anything like me, no matter what social media you're on, no matter, where you post your stuff or where you browse, you 9 times out of 10 are always going to follow other artists. So your feed is constantly filled with art from other artists, if you're anything like me. I don't know about y'all, but that's how I do it. So today I thought we'd take a look at some of my favorite artists here on Instagram, which is the main place I post art besides YouTube and DeviantArt. So we're going to take a look at some of my favorite artists, just a handful maybe. And I'm going to try and pick artists that don't have a YouTube presence, essentially. Like, they have presence elsewhere, but they're not big on YouTube. So let's get started. So the first artist we have here is, she goes by @CuteToots on Instagram, and I just love her work. Like, she has such an interesting style, the way she works with line weight, the way she just draws characters. It's all just amazing to me. It's so different than some of the stuff I usually see, and that's originally what drew me to her in the first place, was that she had really interesting character designs, and how she works with line weight is just something else. And none of her characters look the same, and not in that, oh, she can't draw the same face multiple times, more of a she just gives every single character a unique look. Even canon characters look so very cool in her style. Like, you can tell that's Fry and Layla from Futurama, but you can also tell that it's something so uniquely hers, and I just love her work. Some of her stuff is a little not safe for work, so if you're underage, maybe this isn't the account for you, but otherwise absolutely give her a follow. In that same vein of artists who have a very unique kind of style, we have BunnyKnicks, @BunnyKnicks on Instagram. Again, they work with less with line work, more with just shapes in general. Their faces are extremely unique. I love the way how you can see the different shapes in how they build up faces and bodies and things like that, and it's just a really amazing style. Like, a lot of people I follow tend to fall into the sort of anime kind of thing, which is fine, which is sort of what I do, with more realistic proportions and kind of stuff. But BunnyKnicks and CuteToots is another one that really have stray from the regular rules of anatomy and things to really push their art in an interesting direction. And again, I love their stuff. It's so unique and so different to a lot of things that I see out there right now. Next up, we have CalicoZc @calicot.zc on Instagram, and I love their work. They do a lot more cartoony, realistic kind of stuff, but their characters, their OCs, are really interesting and unique, because unlike a lot of other people, they have a lot of older OCs. Their characters are in their 40s and 50s, and they're aged and things like that, and I think that's really cool, because not a lot of people do that. They have the main character they're drawing right now is Amadeus, and they are a non-binary person who is much older, and I just think it's so neat how they can capture that and take characters that you don't see a lot, like older people, and make them so interesting and dynamic. And I just love how they draw faces and their use of color in all of their work. It's just fantastic, and I highly recommend you give them a follow. And next we have Nico Honsou. They are a Japanese-based artist, but they work with mainly Copic markers, and they have a very anime style, but their use of color is so fantastic. Like, I've never seen Copic markers used like this, I guess. Like, just the way they blend everything, and everything is so bright and colorful, and again, that very kawaii Japanese anime kind of look that they have that I absolutely adore. Like, just look at their use of colors and how they blend the markers, and it's just, I thought they were digital artists for the longest time until I really paid attention, and it showed them posing with the Copic markers that they use to create the piece, and it's just so simply outstanding that I just love. Like, it's always a bright pop of color on my feed when I see them come up, and I'm always so excited because I just love the amount of detail they put into their pieces, how every character looks different in just their clothing and their styling and things like that, and it's just, their entire Instagram is just full of color and fantasticness, and I just cannot recommend you guys following them enough. Next we have Tea Tiger Cafe, at Tea Tiger Cafe on Instagram, and I just love their ink work. Like, I'm so excited when Inktober comes around and they participate, because I love the way they draw women. I think it's very cute. I think they can be very diverse in their work, and just their ink work with their line weight and their brush strokes is just fantastic. Like Inktober, so here you can see when they posted on Inktober, all of their videos are so cool, and their entire piece is one continuous thing. So every Inktober they do one continuous piece. As you can see here, it's a 12-foot long print that they fold into a book of their Inktober pieces, and I just think that is so fantastic, and I absolutely adore when Inktober comes around, because this is the artist I look to. And that's not to shy away from their colored works. I think they also fantastic at that. They have a very interesting like cell shading type that they achieve with gouache, which I think is really freaking cool. And I can't recommend, again, I'm going to say this about everybody, I can't recommend following. Go follow all of these people. They absolutely deserve your time and attention. And I think for my last artist here on Instagram that I want to feature for you guys is CuteToots, at CuteToots on Instagram. I think they have a really interesting style, but a lot of the art they do is taking old or obscured cartoon characters and sort of bringing them up into the modern age with their style. And I think that is just the most adorable thing, because it reminds me of all these characters from my childhood and how great they were and how fun it is to see them drawn differently and brought sort of back into the spotlight. And they do modern things too, like here's some Cuphead fan art and some fan art from Super Mario Odyssey. I just think their work is really adorable, and they are definitely worth a follow. I love how they use color and lines, and you'll notice it's a big thing about all of the artists I follow is I'm really a big fan of good old-fashioned line art, which you see me try to take into my work as well. But that has been a look at all of the artists, well, not all of the artists I follow on Instagram, but some of my favorite artists on Instagram. Definitely give all of these guys a follow. I will try and have their links in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a bit of a short one. I don't know, I just wanted to talk about artists this week and sort of take a break and relax from drawing too much. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to click that like button. Special shout out to my patrons over on Patreon, Adri Scribbles and Parzival. You guys are amazing, and you guys who are watching this video right now are amazing as well. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.